I'm streaming. Don't you really know? Uh, don't wake me. I'm streaming. Yo, what's going on, people? It's your guy, Ali the Bastard. Up first thing in the morning, 4:17 Eastern Standard Time AM. Doing a video live, doing a morning show just because of the fact that I know for a fact that no one's going to be up. And that means I can say whatever the hell I want to say. You know why? Because no one's going to watch it. So I just thought that I would do a radio influenced show this morning. I'm going to play some of my favorite Juice World songs. I'm going to just sit up here. I'm going to vibe out to myself because you know what? One thing I've learned over all these years is that not too many people understand me. Understanding Ali the Bastard is a puzzle. It's a puzzle in every sense of the word. So, what I like to do is talk to myself. I said right here, have a whole damn conversation with myself. I'll be like, self, what's up? And then we just start talking, me and self. So fuck it. Why not just go ahead on and talk to myself without being this time I have a mic here. What I want to do is I really want to jump on Passport Bros and the creation of. I've dipped into this a lot in the past, but today I want to dip into this a heck of a lot more. Like, yo, I really want to get into this, and my focal point and my topic and my proving grounds of everything will be the honorable sister Sharzad Ali. She is an incredible activist of Black family rights. She has written the book, um, The Black Man's Guide to Understanding the Black Woman. But what I want to do is this. I want to sit here and play a bunch of music, of course. Y'all know it's going to be Juice World for the most part because I can do that without copyright infringement. Uh, I'm gonna play some music, but we're gonna go to her appearances on talk shows from the past, and I want to lead to the more current ones, like the one she did with Larry Elder today. So, well, and you know, not today, literally, but in the most recent one. So, if you do end up deciding to sit here, listen to me rant on for about an hour, and listen to some of this great gospel this lady be preaching, um, yo, go ahead on like, subscribe, comment. If you end up on an off chance that someone actually starts using this as a morning show, maybe I'll start doing a morning password bro show and come up with a new topic every morning. Who knows? Sky's the limit. But 9 times out of 10, it's not going to happen. You know why? Because you niggas is lazy. You're lazy mother. Gosh damn. But anyways, man, love you all. Peace, black men and white men too. No, hey, you know, I don't be talking about the white man's plotting too much. I really don't. And the reason why is because white men, I know for a fact y'all rule the damn world. You know damn well that you guys can change anything. The only reason why so many issues are accepted today is because of the fact that, well, white men push them. So, you know what I'm saying? When it comes to our community, sometimes it just takes the right kind of black man to push the issue. So that's what I'm going to do this morning. I'm going to start off with a little bit of Juice World. Start off me, a little bit of Juice World, a little bit of juice. I got to have some juice. I got to have that juice. Hold on 1 second. What's that one? That McLaren. Let me get that Juice World McLaren first thing in the morning. Get myself worked up, and then we're going to jump right into Sister Shahrazad Ali's joint, her appearance on the Geraldo show. So Geraldo Rivera. So and you'll see some familiar faces in there, which is it's pretty cool. But anyways, give me just a second. Let me go ahead and put this McLaren in because I want to hear that. She got drives like McLaren skirt. Rest in peace, Juice World. Let's get it. That what you got. Ali in the morning. Let's get it.
She got drive like McLaren. I can't help but to stop and stare. I ain't no grizzly, so I can't bear it. Her lips graze my facial hair. I think I would make a wonderful parent. All these niggas my sons anyway. Oh yeah, falling in love with her, that's apparent. You can say what you want, bitch, I don't care. She leaves me, her blood speaks. So what? I would kill for love, big deal. For the last few years, life seems unreal. Words can't describe the way I feel. Intimacy, I hold her closely. These other girls try to coax me. They're no good, you could quote me. V5 marching along, tic-tac-toe 3 times in a row. Do re mi, I sing for a long. Can't copy that feeling, no King Cole. She got drive like McLaren. I can't help but to stop and stare. I ain't no grizzly, so I can't bear it. Her lips graze my facial hair. I think I would make a wonderful parent. All these niggas my sons anyway. Oh yeah, falling in love with her, that's apparent. You can say what you want, bitch, I don't care. Get fucked up, run from my mistakes, I fucked up. I'm so sorry, babe, I've done wrong. You done me right all along. I look up in the sky, see your face in obsession. Objection, overruled courthouse. You're the judge now. I'll serve my time, babe. Lock me down. I was flying till Cupid when it shot me down. These words taste like you as they come out. It's you I value, priceless value. I hope you play this on the highest volume. Go and show this to your friends, brag about me. Separated for a week and life was such a drag without. So I don't understand what I was thinking. No, I wasn't thinking, I was tweaking. I know you gave me this chance for a reason. Girl, I need that drive like McLaren. I can't help but to stop and stare. I ain't no grizzly, so I can't bear it. Her lips graze my facial hair. I think I would make a wonderful parent. All these niggas my sons anyway. Oh yeah, falling in love with her, that's apparent. You can say what you want, bitch, I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care.
Understandably created a firestorm of controversy within the black community. And we have assembled a distinguished group to debate its premise and its message. Basically, that the black woman is responsible for most of what ails the black community. Now, before we get into what promises to be a passionate debate, I'd like to introduce you to Debbie Mitchell, the co-producer of this program. Debbie, I want to start, I know it's unusual, but I want to start with 2 questions to you, the producer of the program. First of all, what do you think about the basic premise of the book, that the black woman is responsible for most of what ails the black community?
First of all, black men and black women know that the black community is under strain right now. And for Shahrazad, a black woman, to basically attack black women, I think that she's putting blame, it seems like she's putting blame on them for the state of the situation.
Are you frightened by this book? I mean, are people reading it?
Yeah, people are reading it. It's specifically the younger black males. I see a lot of them on trains when I'm coming into work. Their heads are glued to the book, and it's scary.
Okay. Our program today will examine Shahrazad Ali's controversial solutions to these very severe social problems and try, just as importantly, to determine what black men really want from women. That is the focus of this edition of Heraldic. I think it's fair to say from our research that some people actually believe that this book will save black culture in the United States and help heal the rift between black men and women. Many others, I think it's also fair to say, think that it's potentially dangerous and harmful, especially to black women. Now, Shahrazad Ali is the author of one of the most talked about books in the community in recent history. And before we open our discussion up to debate, I want to begin, Shahrazad, just with you telling me why you wrote the book.
Well, I wrote it because we are the missing link in our community.
We, black women.
This is the only information the black man has not had. And we certainly represent the only group here in America who have never been examined for the root causes of our behavior. The white man has been examined, the white woman, and the black man, certainly. Now, first, let me say, Geraldo, that my position is that the black woman's disrespect and rebellion against the leadership and the authority of the black man is a direct cause of the breakdown in our family structure. I am not saying, wait a minute.
Okay.
This says we know we'll go to hell in a minute. Let me first tell you what I'm saying. Okay. All right. Certainly the message has been misunderstood and sensationalized by the media, as we saw on the introduction of this show. What we have is a situation where we as black women have never been examined. We have never accepted our share of the responsibility for the condition of our black community. I am not saying that we are 100% responsible. I'm saying that the black man is 50% responsible and we are 50% responsible.
You know, I don't want this to be, if we lose half our time waiting for the applause to cease when someone makes a pro or con statement, we're going to use up half the show.
So what I'm saying
But let me
is
just say that I read the book, and I don't read it that way. I read the book, and I think that when you have, it is impossible to sensationalize a book that uses quotes like, the black woman is a rat who behaves like a dog while purring like a cat.
What is your nationality?
I'm Puerto Rican, as the world knows.
Okay, well, I didn't write it for the Puerto Rican man. I wrote it for the black man. So, that's what I'm trying to demonstrate, that we have a very special man, and he has a set of very special needs, just like we have. We need to stop claiming that we are all the same. We're not all the same. We have the problems that come from the psychological trauma that we suffered in slavery that we have not revived from yet. And so we have to address that. And we can no longer pretend that it's the white man's fault or that it's your fault or anybody else's. I'm just saying, let's go into our homes and let's look at ourselves. The only civilizations where we have ever been successful, and the black man didn't have a problem supporting us, being in charge of our homes and raising our children until he was brought to this country and turned into a slave and he lost his position in our home.
Is it fair to say, Shahrazad, Ms. Ali, whichever you prefer, that you propose that the black man should be the superior figure in the family and the woman subordinate to the man?
He is. We have just devalued the importance of his presence in our home.
And you understand, while stating that flies directly in the face of all the women's movement, black and white and red and brown and yellow, has accomplished in 2 decades.
We haven't, as black women, we talk about our political accomplishments, but politics means policy. And the only place we can implement any permanent policy is in our home.
May I ask you a more pragmatic question? Debbie Mitchell, our co-producer, indicates that on the subway to work, she sees young black men with their heads in the book reading it. It appears as if your self-published book is being widely read. Do you have any idea of how many books are out there and being read?
Well, let's just say if it was a record, it would be platinum.
Let me introduce our other guests, some of whom share Ms. Ali's points of view, others dramatically and profoundly disagree. Sitting next to her is Salathiel Luster. He is the vice president of a group called BOND, that stands for the Brotherhood Organization of the New Destiny. It is a support group for men who believe that problems in the black community do indeed stem from black women's superior role in the family. Ariola Sinclair is a writer for the New York Amsterdam News, the most important publication, I think it's fair to say, in the African-American community, at least in this town. She has written extensively about her own personal and the public's reaction to this book. She claims the book may serve to further alienate black women from black men. Claykel Benjamin is an award-winning journalist and a former history professor at the University of Massachusetts. He says that Ali's guide for black men is lacking in intellect and scholastic information. There are many, many others who join us in the front row. I'm going to save their introductions for a couple of minutes. Let me just ask Salathiel, if, sir, you believe that it is appropriate to enforce discipline in the black family for a black man to hit a black woman.
Okay. I believe, as everyone here, when a child, someone you love, is out of hand or in a state of hysteria, that you can use, that you can use reprimandation, that you can spank the child to awaken them, not to put them to sleep. And that also, please let me finish my point, and also that it must be done in a state of non-anger. It must be done from a point of self-control. It must be done from observing that this is necessary for the well-being of the human being.
She doesn't say spanking, sir. She says smacking in the mouth very specifically.
Have you ever seen a person in hysteria? Have
Yeah,
you ever seen a person
smacker.
that has in such a psychotic state that it takes a strike to bring them to reality? The pain is actually an awakening process.
Quote, if she ignores the authority and superiority of the black man, there is a penalty. When she crosses this line and becomes viciously insulting, it is time for the black man to soundly slap her in the mouth.
Uppercut.
Go
Back
ahead,
up, back
Senator.
up. Okay. Now, I think we are. I think we are all here because I have tried to deliver a message to my people to help us with this healing process. Certainly, it's a very sensitive issue and one that all of us are affected by. Um, we cannot deny that the black man is beating us. He's killing us. He's murdering us. He's stabbing us. He's doing horrible things to us every day that we live. Domestic violence in the black community is at an all-time high. I'm trying to put some direction and restriction upon a situation. Now, initially, I thought that black women were opposing to that one sentence out of that 204-page book because they were actually outraged. But I think it's a smokescreen, brother, and I think they're trying to make the sum total of the message in my book land on that one five-word sentence.
Before I get to Abiola and Clayfell, let me jump right to Dr. Napoleon Vaughn, who is a practicing psychologist who thinks that the ideas expressed in this book are not only inaccurate, but possibly dangerous. Now, we have heard Ms. Ali, Dr. Vaughn, say that this one statement is being taken out of context. You, I believe, sir, feel it might lead to increased violence in the family. Is that not correct?
I had a patient come to me not too long ago with book in tow, a 32-year-old virgin male who had just broken up with his wife, and what he did was punch her out. This is how he thought that he should make love to her and that he should demand whatever she does. The other thing about this that disturbs me tremendously is the fact that of another patient of mine, a female, whose husband said to her, "You do what I tell you to do," and she decided, well, you're my husband, not my father. And she decided that she was going to go visit her mother. She took the baby in the carriage and started off to visit her mother. Before she knew it, she was falling down. She had taken the baby, so she continued to walk, and before she knew it again, he was on her with a brick in his hand against her head until.
All right, and that is part one. Give me just a
And she
second.
decided, well,
We're going to pause right here. Now, there's some talking points that I want to actually bring up here. There's a lot of talking points that I want to bring up here. The first one, the black woman has never been examined back there in 1990. Now remember, at that point in time, black men were the ones who were just doing all of this crazy stuff. They were the ones with tight pants and weird haircuts that make them look like human erasers, and they were running around doing all crimes and stuff like that. And they were out there looting, killing, and robbing, and all that other extra stuff. They were the deplorable people of their time. We've always had niggas. We've always had niggas, as well as common black men, good black men, and decent, law-abiding, upholding black men. Now, the problem is that at that point in time, though, there was so much that was talked about as far as how horrible black men are. But at no point in time, even at this point in time in history, until the manosphere came around, that we actually shed some light on one of the main reasons why black men become such deplorable people, which is because of the fact that they are raised by single mothers, and then we started turning lights more so on black women, and ended up saying, okay, well, the man We've actually gone on ahead and trounced him constantly. We've brought up all of his faults and shortcomings. What is it that you're doing? Where's your part in all of this? Now, back in the 1990s, the Honorable Sister Shahrazad Ali, she had absolutely no problem challenging the wave that was the current that was going against her. She had no problem with it, to the point that she did actually make such claims in her book as towards as far as physically abusing women, which I don't condone. I don't condone physical abuse to women, but at the exact same time, the great sister did actually hold a magnifying glass up to many of the bad traits that these women have even today, and they don't take accountability. Black women in the United States of America, for the most part, they don't. It's always pretty much everything's always focused and fixated on the men and exactly what it is that we're doing wrong. So at this point in time in life, what we need to be able to do is to go ahead on and keep holding that mirror up to them. We have taken so much. We have taken so much criticism, and I mean, I'm okay with the criticism. Look, I actually offer criticism towards black men. A man not taking care of his kid, a man that refuses to work, a man that feels that selling drugs is just the way, a man who pretty much has no drive, no gumption, no ambition, a man who doesn't feel like it's his place within the household to actually be the protector and the provider at the exact same time. That is a deplorable bastard to me. Me, I can't stand that. I can't. I don't like him. I hate a man who refuses to provide and protect his family. I refuse to acknowledge that man as a man. And I will call that guy O'Neill in every way, shape, and form. Don't get me wrong. If you're going to sit up here and have multiple babies and tell these girls that you want these babies with them, you might as well go ahead and pay the cost to be that baby's boss up until the time he turns 18. But now, however, when it gets to the point that the reason why the man is leaving the house is because of the fact that this woman is getting money because of the fact that she's going to get child support and she's going to get free food, she's going to get free housing for 18 fucking years. At that point in time, and she's going to start turning into a jackass. And when she starts turning into a jackass, then we have to look at the fact that that's the reason why the man left the house in the first damn place. So, honestly, she's being a jackass. She's being rude. She feels that she doesn't need us. And in all actuality, she doesn't need us. These black women don't need us. The only reasoning as to why she would need us in the very fucking beginning is because of the fact that our sperm gives her a key to being able to live without working. How many black women do you guys see that are in the projects who don't work? All in government housing and they don't work that much, hardly at all, if any, mainly because of the fact that they make too much money that they wouldn't qualify for being on the various programs that they swear to gosh that they need. They don't need us. They don't need us in so many ways, shapes, and forms. They don't. They don't. Because of the fact that white daddy, the American government, will come in and take over all of these. And honestly, it shouldn't even be that way because of the fact that food stamps and government housing, that's supposed to be a temporary solution to problems. And it's supposed to allow you to actually dig yourself out of the financial grave, metaphorically speaking, that you're in. But anyways, they don't take accountability for that. And then one other thing that Sister Shahrazad Ali did actually mention is that we are mutually responsible. Just like I just said, men, we have our roles in it, but women do too. But never are they allowed to take accountability for it. And you'll see it here throughout the video. It's like she's saying things that are logically correct, but these women, they're just genetic dissenters. They just refuse, absolutely refuse to admit the damn truth. Black men have been devalued in importance in the home because of these reasons. Our importance in the home has been devalued as hell. There is no value to us being in the house because of the fact that a woman can do it all by herself. But then now you see what happens though, because of the fact that they feel that we are done, that because of the fact that they feel that they can do everything on their own. What do? They create these children, and then they bring up little Pookies and Ray Rays, and these little Pookies and Ray Rays go out there without proper direction, and they fuck up our society, and they fuck up the image of black men everywhere. So technically, they do need us, but financially to take care of those kids all the way up until 18 years old, no. They don't need us because they got their boyfriend, good old Uncle Government. Uncle Government's boyfriend. And then on top of that, like because of the fact that she said something about smacking women in the mouth, things like that. Once again, I don't condone any violence whatsoever. But because of the fact she said that, it's like literally that she is totally right. They would use that one point, that one sentence, and actually use that as a focal point as to why every damn thing else she's saying in the book is wrong. Like, dude, I learned a long time ago. I heard someone say, you know what? When you end up eating meat, you chew the meat, swallow the meat, spit out the bone. So, of course, everything that you read, hear, or absorb, and everything that you absorb, there's going to be good points and bad points. There's always going to be those things. So, you take what it is that you know for a fact you can use for your everyday life, and you spit the rest of it out. Just like when it comes to passport bros. We've been saying things to black women for a very long damn time. They don't like everything that we're saying, but some things they can kind of understand, and they will do well. It will behoove them to actually take some of the things that we're saying that they know for a fact are true that we're saying, absorb it and utilize it in their everyday lives. That will make them better people in the future, and make them better. It'll make it easier for them to learn how to start taking accountability for themselves. But that's a whole nother damn story. So give me a second. We're going to take a break. We're going to listen to another Juice WRLD song real quick. Then we're going to come back and we're going to go to part 2 of Sister Shahrazad Ali, the great Sister Shahrazad Ali, on Geraldo's show back in 1990. Wow, that is a long damn time ago. That's before my time. Well, no, that's not before my time. That's like 5 years after my damn time. But anyways, let's go ahead on and just jump to the other one. Hold on. Let's go ahead and present that other one. Let's present that other one. Share that screen. We're going to share the screen. 4:44 a.m. in the morning. It's Ali the Bastard sitting here playing music. And just sitting here giving his honest opinion about shit. Like, don't that just make y'all feel loved and cared about? See how Ali wake up in the morning, he do stuff for y'all. Why can't y'all do something for me? Hit that fucking button. You know that button that makes it so you can just subscribe to my damn channel. Shiftless bitches. Hit that damn button, man. Gosh damn you niggas. Just niggas.
Yeah. I'll fall into my eyes. Won't you fall into my arms? Your tears fall, it's all my fault. But tears don't fall, they crash around me. Only real rockers to get that part. She told me that I don't have appreciation for stars. If that's true, then how I fall in love with a star. She told me that I don't have appreciation for art. If that's true, then how I fall in love with a scar. I told her take her shoes off, but she running inside my heart. All the dirt from the outside world leave me scarred. And a couple times I almost watched you leave. When you're not with me, baby, I can't breathe. I remember I was in New York when you called me. I got some bad news. I was in my hotel room when you called me. Turned to a sad dude, mentally bad dude. I don't wanna say too much and start arguing. I wanna love you, don't wanna hurt you, but I can't lie, that shit been on my mind since you told me. I ain't know how to tell you. That face was wrong. I'ma tell you later, babe, I'm on my way home. That's when I get to stressing and assuming the words. Blowing up your phone, trying not to go berserk. When you called me and you said what you said, that shit hurt. Yeah, that hurt the worst. Said it was an accident, I hope it went on first. Only been 6 months, but it feels like years. Remember South by taking Xanax out your purse. We was high, love on our mind. Heavy vibes, souls intertwined. Ain't gon' lie, I damn near died when you told me what happened that night. We was high, love on our mind. Heavy vibes, souls intertwined. I ain't gon' lie, I damn near died when you told me what happened that night. You fall into my arms. Your tears fall, it's all my fault. The tears don't fall, they crash around me. Only real rockers get that part. She told me that I don't have appreciation for stars. If that's how in love with a star. She told me that I don't have appreciation for art. If that's true, then how I fall in love with a scar. Told her take her shoes off, but she running inside my heart. The dirt from the outside, running in your scar. And a couple times I almost watched you leave. Not with me, baby, I can't breathe. I remember I was in New York when you called me. I got some bad news, I got some bad news. I was in my hotel room when you called me. Turned to a sad dude, mentally bad dude. I don't wanna say too much and start arguing. I wanna love you, don't wanna hurt you. But I can't lie, this shit been on my mind since you told me. I ain't know how to tell you. I'm across the country, I'm across the world, I'm across the country, I'm across the world, I'm across the country.
You're my husband, not my father. And she decided that she was going to go visit her mother. She took the baby in the carriage and started off to visit her mother. Before she knew it, she was falling down. She had taken the baby, so she continued to walk, and before she knew it again, he was on her with a brick in his hand against her head until somebody of the neighbors came along and yanked her off. What I'm seeing is a tremendous amount of this from a psychologist's point of view, and if I see someone who's in a category like this, you talk about trauma, this is the clear essence of trauma, which is tantamount to psychosis, and this in essence is a game.
What the premise of the book is a game.
That's it. It's entirely a game.
What?
All right. Now, wait. There's a person in the audience seems upset with what he said. What?
Excuse me. Yeah, let me tell you something. First of all, I'd like to say thank you for writing the book, and you're a very beautiful woman. Yeah, I got to say that, number one. Number two, just like the sister said, I got the book. I have the book, all right? First of all, she said she's not blaming all black women because you got just as much bad black women like you have bad black men. The point is this. That is, it's just a lot of black, not all, but a lot of y'all sisters, black sisters, you labor under the misconception that you walk around with halo and wings 24/7. That's why she wrote the book.
Abiola Sinclair from the Amsterdam News, your response?
Well, first of all, let me say this. Let me qualify myself. There is some truth to the book. Excuse me. I will say there is some truth. I recognize some of myself, and I recognize some people that I know. I disagree with the premise of the book. I disagree with the agenda of the book. And I disagree with the overall inclination of the book to undermine the black woman, to rob her of her self-confidence, to excessively blame her for societal problems that are not of her control. The black woman has, at very least, carried this race. Carried this race for several generations. And if she's stumbling and if she's falling now, it's because she's tired. And yes, she does need some help, but she needs the type of positive help and not no one to put their foot on her neck or on her head and tell them that he's a God and he's her ruler and he's her master and she must do as he says.
Sure.
One of the reasons it's possible for us to always fall back on that we are the so-called backbone of the black nation is because we have been provided with more benefits in this society than the black man. And so as a result of us being provided with those benefits and being set up to make it appear as if we are carrying our nation on, it's incorrect. There's not any doubt in any other nationality that the backbone of their nation is the men of their nation, except in the black community.
There is, however, Shahrazad, it seems to me on my reading of the book, and I'm going to direct this again to Ariola just before I get to Playfell, sorry. There seems almost an insulting tone specifically directed against, or one of the many controversial passages, women like yourself who have their hair stylized in braids or so-called cornrows, or who wear traditional garb. It goes so far as to say that that is an excuse for not showering and shampooing. It's a bad sanitation. I have never in my life seen anything like that, absent, I must say, writings from the KKK or some white racists.
Yeah, I see.
How do you read it, Ariola? And then I'll let Shahrazad respond.
Well, that's what ticked me off when I was reading the book. I was saying, well, okay. So I got to that point. Then I said, what? Because I wash my feet and I oil them and I wash my hair, and I'm very particular about how I look and how I smell. And most of the Afrocentric sisters that I know are fashion plates. What we're trying to do is to set up a new aesthetic. What we're trying to do is say that some of us, when you put us in Western clothes, we look almost ugly. Now, I don't want to use that word because there's no ugly person, but we don't look like ourselves. When we wear our African attire, it tends to accent other things and makes us look much more acceptable and much more beautiful. Not just women, men also, I feel. So that's my point, and I took exception with that.
I have to take our first break. As you know, we have to have commercials in this program. Then Shahrazad responds, and then Playfell will bring you into the game. 2 minutes, we'll be right back. Is it possible, Shahrazad, that you have made certain passages intentionally inflammatory to make a point?
Well, absolutely not. Certainly, a lot of the truth of any people is very painful. As I said, this is in response to what Sister's saying. This is not the kind of book you need to rush home and try to read all in one night. You get overwhelmed. Read a little bit, put it down, and go back and try to read some more. The book is clearly our collective contribution as black women of everything we have learned from our slave history that impacts negatively on the relationships with our men. It's just everything that we do.
Was it necessary to make that point about sanitation and
odor?
Well,
let's go with the thing. The issue about the dreadlocks, which is what you're referring to, I'm sure. It started out certainly as being a very powerful point that a lot of women made, but that's just merely a medical fact. I studied the dreadlock under the microscope and found that no matter how much you washed it, it had parasites and mice in it, and the people's hair would come out and everything else. Now, if anybody want to do that, go check it.
Playfell, do you want to try to deal with that?
Yeah. Listen,
please.
First of all, let me say, Geraldo, I get invited to these kind of shows all the time because I write a lot of controversial stuff, but I assiduously avoid these kind of programs for the simple reason that there's not really enough time in here to have any kind of measured discussion that I like to have. But nevertheless, the reason I came on here is because I have seen Miss Ali on several other programs, and I have her on tape, and I've watched them over and over again. I have read the book, and I would just like to say something from I'd like to speak from two perspectives. Miss Ali, from everything I have heard from her, wrote this book based upon her experiences and her conversations. As a scholar, when I look at this book, it has none of the attributes that we look for in a scholarly work. There's no scholarship and no what I can see as but nothing of serious intellectual lasting value here. You understand? And I have two beautiful, smart daughters whom, if any man uses this book, hold on a minute. If any man uses the prescriptions in this book, it is a prescription for disaster. I will tell my daughters, if anybody ever smacked them in the mouth, come tell daddy. I'll deal with it. See? I'll deal with it.
I certainly agree with that last sentence.
That's where I'm at.
There are two things we need to realize here. One of them is that we have a problem with behavior definition and interpretation. We look in the mirror and see ourselves as one way, and the black man looks at us and sees what's in my book. Now, the other thing is that our so-called educated class has failed us. Yes, they have. All right. Now, they have failed us because in all of their so-called scholarly studies and journals, none of them as a group have ever come up with something to put the agenda like
No, hold up. Y'all, give me a second.
The reason why
Hold
so
up.
many young people are reading that book, and a lot of y'all
I knew I was right. You know what? I'm glad that heavy set nigga just came up here and started talking. Look, y'all, I want y'all to listen to exactly. Hold on. We about to have fun with this one today, baby. Nah, nope, no. Oh my gosh, I promise you guys, I'm gonna take this part and I'm gonna actually edit this one out and make that a single video. No, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Now, give me a second. Y'all gotta work with me for just a moment, okay? I'm about to make one hell of a point here. And when I do it, it's gonna be freaking beautiful. Black men all over the world should be like, yo, Ali, you done did it again. Hold on 1 second. Hold on. Yeah. 1 second. Come on, stop that crap, bro. Let's go. Let's get it. Come on. This is gonna be one hell of a point here. We about to get this. Hold on. Perfect. Oh my gosh, I got something for y'all. I got something so perfect for y'all in a moment. Give me just a second. Now let's listen to exactly what this man just said one more time. Hold on.
and everything else. Now, if anybody want to do that, go check it.
Playfell, do you want to try to deal with that?
Yeah. Listen, first of all, let me say, Geraldo, I get invited to these kind of shows all the time because I write a lot of controversial stuff, but I assiduously avoid these kind of programs for the simple reason that there's not really enough time in here to have any kind of measured discussion that I like to have. But nevertheless, the reason I came on here is because I have seen Miss Ali on several other programs, and I have her on tape, and I've watched them over and over again. I have read the book. And I would just like to say something I'd like to speak from two perspectives. Miss Ali, from everything I have heard from her, wrote this book based upon her experiences and her conversations. As a scholar, when I look at this book, it has none of the attributes that we look for in a scholarly work. There's no scholarship and no what I can see as but nothing of serious intellectual lasting value here. You understand? And I have two beautiful, smart daughters whom, if any man uses this book, hold on a minute. If any man uses the prescriptions in this book, it is a prescription for disaster. I will tell my daughters, if anybody ever smacked them in the mouth, come tell daddy. I'll deal with it. See? I'll deal with it.
Now, you heard what Mr. Playville Benjamin just said, correct? Now watch this. This is going to be the most shocking shit I could have possibly uncovered today. Hold on. Let's see how his daughter is doing today, or how his daughter ended up coming out. Hold on. Now, this lady's name is Makita Benjamin. She was, what does it say? The defendant escort was contacted online. They can be charged with attempted or authorized practice of a profession. Pretty much, she was a prostitute. She's charged with one count of being a prostitute. See, this is what I've been saying the whole damn time. Because of how these men and women of the past raised these children, here it is. This is the result. Stop making these women feel like they are just totally fucking untouchable. How is this happening? So you just saw his fat ass sit up there and discredit all this lady's work. This lady who is a mother to multiple children who've all become productive people. And then on top of that, adopted like 12 fucking kids who all came out to be pretty decent people for the most part. Your child ended up turning Mr. Benjamin, Playthell. Your daughter turned out to be a hoe. Come on now. Come on. If that's not proof enough that honestly pandering to these women is the dumbest thing that we could ever do as parents, then I don't know what else to tell you. And y'all can Google this shit on your own. Makita Benjamin was arrested for being a damn prostitute. Along with one count of undertook the authorization practice of or something, whatever the hell that is. But hell, a prostitute stood out with me. The whole time he was sitting there talking that shit, what I had to do was Google on my phone who the fuck this lady, who the fuck his child is. I literally just looked for the name. Man, come on, bro. Nah, Sister Shahrazad Ali was neither thin, and she's ever more prevalent in today's society right fucking now. Yeah, I said it. Bitches.
There are two things we need to realize here. One of them is that we have a problem with behavior definition and interpretation. We look in the mirror and see ourselves as one way, and the black man looks at us and sees what's in my book. Now, the other thing is that our so-called educated class has failed us. Yes, they have. All right? Now, they have failed us because in all of their so-called scholarly studies and journals, none of them as a group have ever come up with something to put the agenda like this. Tell us why you agree.
Yeah, my name is Saeed Saladay, and I agree with 100%. And one of the things I would like to say is the reason why so many young people are reading that book, and a lot of y'all reading the book, is because it's not scholarly, it's right to the point. Now, I would like to also say, as it relates to violence, okay, my wife, ex-wife, was the first one to slap the living Star Wars out of me. All right, I'm laying down on the couch, and she slapped them Star Wars out of me. Now, she may have had a reason. Now, how was I to respond? Should I respond the way I do another brother if he slapped me in my face? Should I use the closed fist, or should I have smacked her? Because I'm going to do something. What'd you do? Point that I'm not going to say. But the point, I'll say one thing. I walked around my house for about 1 hour. You know, but I would like to also say this is one thing.
Let me just say that if I smack my wife, my bed would be burning.
All right, I agree. Hurry up. One last principle. There's an old ancient principle from the great mother principle, and they said that there was only two people in this world, a mother and her children. Now, if that is true, and one of the children is out of order, who do you blame? And I think it's an honor if I was a woman and all the blame was coming at me, as some of y'all say. I would take it as an honor because it shows my responsibility. Like if a building, not for.
Don't you think it's a bit of a cop-out that he doesn't tell us what he did after the war on the hit? Give it to us, America.
Do you agree? Do you disagree? Is this inflammatory? Is this to the point?
I agree. I think it's to the point.
And you are?
I don't agree with everything in there. I'm J.R. Long. I don't agree with everything in there. And I think it's upsetting for me to see points being taken out of perspective. The point regarding hitting in the mouth, it's an optional point. It's one of 6. Now, it's one of 6 avenues that the...
All right, so like I've been doing in between each one of these videos, I play one Juice WRLD song. I mean, come on, we're gonna use this as a radio program. Come on now, people. So now look, before I go to my tradition song and then start up part 3, welcome to whoever the fuck these two people are up early in the morning. I ain't got nothing to do y'all? Damn, I ain't got shit to do. But God bless you for being here. Y'all asses. But anyways, so a couple of points. One of them was robbing that lady who refused to say that she washed her ass every day, but she said she oiled her feet and washed her feet every damn day, but she didn't say shit about the deodorant or anything else. That lady with dreads, the one that looked like Shaka Zulu little sister. Now she was saying that pretty much that book and what the Honorable Sister Shahrazad Ali was doing was robbing the black woman of her confidence. Let's be perfectly honest. Black women are mentally and emotionally arrogant. They are deadlocks in this point in society. They feel that they are the backbone, which in all actual cases, yeah, they are the backbone because of the fact that the black man's been removed from the household. But see, now that's the problem. When you're the backbone of the society, now you got to deal with the good and the bad. So now all the negative points and all the negative talking points now comes down to you. You know why? Because of the fact that you're the damn backbone. Wanted to be a backbone so bad? Cool. Take that stress, baby. Take that stress. You get to have that stress that we as men have to go deal with. Congratulations. You're welcome. We wanted to get some of that stress off our shoulders for a little bit. But remember, late great Kevin Samuel said that stress is built for shoulders, not for hips. Our hips are bigger. Our shoulders are bigger than a woman's shoulders because of the fact that we can handle the load. That's what we do. When his hips are made for childbearing, which is the reason why they're actually bigger. Now, going back to what I was just saying, these women are mentally arrogant. They are. You cannot destroy a black woman's self-confidence because of the fact that they all believe that they're queens. And then you can't destroy some of these niggas' confidences because they think that they are kings. And it's like the moment we stop trying to be kings and queens and we stop trying to destroy confidence or build up confidence, the moment we just try to strive to be good fucking people. Like me, I'm not a fucking king. But you know what I am? A good person. I love being a good person. That's what I strive to be every damn day. Believe it or not, I don't want to be a fucking king. No. The hell I need to be a king for? Hell, Jesus is my king. I can pick up a Bible and talk to my king any damn time I want to. So, no, I don't need to be all that. But these fucking jackasses these days, they love sitting here and just honoring themselves with the title of king and queen that they did not fucking earn. They did not earn that shit. What the fuck are you? The king and queen of the welfare office? The king and queen of the projects or the housing community where you live at? Shut the fuck up. And then every other black man, oh my gosh, boy. In every other nation, a man is the backbone of the community. Every other race, culture, white, black, and different, they are all the backbone of their culture. In every other country, the black man is the backbone of the fucking culture. Why in the hell does it have to be different here? And then when she said that there's no ugly people, come on, this guy that's on the screen right now is clearly ugly as fuck. Now I agree with him, but he's ugly. We know there's ugly people out there. Stop lying. It's like, damn. It's like I just wish there was some real. There just needs to be more real talk. More real talk. Let's bullshit. That'll walk. Anyways, let me go ahead on and continue. We're gonna go ahead on and take a short break. I'm gonna come up with another Juice WRLD song. You know what? I'm gonna listen to Juice WRLD Burn because that's how I feel that our society is as a whole. Juice WRLD, tell these people that our society is burn, 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 burn. It's your boy, Ollie the Bastard, Ollie in the morning, getting it in. You know why? Because that's what I do. And I do it for y'all. I do it for you niggas. I do it for you all. You're welcome. Shit. Ain't no damn sense how incredible I am. Y'all should give me a fucking medal. Shit. I'd be mad as hell. I have no idea. Oh shit. I can't believe I just sat here and said all that shit. And it was just like super quiet. I did not know that my motherfucking mic wasn't on. I'm gonna stop doing that shit though. I'm gonna stop muting it because I know I'll forget it. I know I'll forget that shit. I'll forget every damn thing that I'm saying because I'm muting that shit. But yeah, my apologies. So let me go back through everything. We're gonna go back through every damn thing I just said. Gosh damn. Somebody could have typed in the damn comment section, hey man, you know your mic is off, right? Anyways, now we're gonna go back to Big Benjamin. All right. Let's go ahead on and say this shit real quick. So, let's go back here. Boom. Boom. Stop screen. Boom. Let's go present. Let's go present. Share screen. Now, once again, let's go back here. And let's go back to Geraldo. We're gonna go back to the previous video.
And she
We're gonna
was
go here, and this time I'm gonna say everything, and then hopefully this time you'll be able to hear me. And fuck y'all, whoever it was, they couldn't tell me that my damn volume was off. That pissed me off. I hate you people. All right, so now we're gonna go here and we're gonna listen to this. We're gonna watch this once more. So let's watch this one once more. Then I'm gonna go ahead on after I let this go through. Then we're gonna go ahead on and we start talking. And I'm gonna go ahead on and explain what the fuck I was trying to say in the first place. I don't know why in the hell no one decided to tell me that my damn mic was off. Shit. All right, let's play this one more time.
And everything else. Now, if anybody want to do that, go check it.
Playfell, do you want to try to deal with that?
Yeah. Listen,
Quietly.
first of all, let me say, Geraldo, I get invited to these kind of shows all the time because I write a lot of controversial stuff, but I assiduously avoid these kind of programs for the simple reason that there's not really enough time in here to have any kind of measured discussion that I like to have. But nevertheless, the reason I came on here is because I have seen Miss Ali on several other programs.
Amen.
And I have her on tape, and I've watched them over and over again.
That's what you should.
I have read the book, and I would just like to say something from I'd like to speak from two perspectives. Miss Ali, from everything I have heard from her, wrote this book based upon her experiences and her conversations. As a scholar, when I look at this book, it has none of the attributes that we look for in a scholarly work. There's no scholarship and no what I can see as serious, but nothing of serious intellectual lasting value here. You understand? And I have two beautiful, smart daughters whom, if any man uses this book, now, hold on a minute. If any man uses the prescriptions in this book, it is a prescription for disaster. I will tell my daughters, if anybody ever smacked them in the mouth, come tell daddy. I'll deal with it. See? I'll deal with it.
Now, this is why I was trying to actually show off. This is why I was trying to show off the first time when I was sitting up here talking with my mic on, and none of you niggas decided to actually tell me that my mic was off. Now, so this black man, Playfell Benjamin. Now, you heard what he just said. Pretty much he devalued this lady's work, devalued everything that was in the damn book, valued all that shit. He devalued it. So now, what I ended up doing while he was sitting his fat ass up here talking, looking like the damn hamburger, looking like Honey Bear dipped in chocolate and shit. Man, I can't stand him. But anyways, while he was sitting up here talking, what I did was this. I went and I looked up his daughter. So he wants to pander to women's rights. He wants to pander to women. He wants to cater to women. This is what happened to his daughter. Let's see. So it looks like so his daughter's name is Makita Benjamin. And she was arrested for one charge of prostitution, along with one count of attempted unauthorized practice of a something. I don't know what the hell. I didn't want to read the rest of it, but she's there. She's there. This is his daughter, Makita Benjamin. She out here prostituting. And you know the reason why she's out here prostituting? I'll tell you the reason why she's prostituting. She out there selling box because of the fact that she was told all her damn life that whatever the hell she did, it was correct. That's exactly what the hell happened. She was told that she was always right and that she was special in every way, shape, and form. Because you heard how his little fat ass just sat up here and talked. Heard how his fat ass just talked? That's what she believed. Why did she believe it? Because he said it. That was the father. So now she goes through her life and feels that nothing she can do could ever fucking bring consequences. So since nothing could bring consequences, guess what? She went out there and started selling box. That's what she was doing in 2008. Well, Benjamin was sitting up here talking this shit in 1990. Dude, this is what the hell I've been saying. The shit that happened in the past. There's no reason why we have the product of today. These men and women who raise their children incorrectly is the reason why we got this bullshit product of men and women today. That's the problem. That's what I personally cannot fucking stand. I can't stand this shit. Oh my gosh. And then if we go further into the like the second part of the video, let's be perfectly honest. That one lady, you know, the lady who sat there and started saying, "Oh well, I wash my feet. I wash my feet. I oil my feet, and I like to smell good." Now, notice first thing one thing I didn't hear her say anything about was deodorant. I ain't hear her say nothing about washing underneath her arms or her fat ass. Not once. Not once did she say anything about that. You know why? Because of the fact she probably doesn't. But she wanted them feet washed. And she like having oil on them fat piggies. And she made sure of that shit. Now, she said that the book that the Honorable Shahzad Ali has written, once again, shout out to the great Shahzad Ali. She is a national treasure. That it robbed black women of their self-confidence. I tend to argue that black women in today's society, and even back then in 1990s, black women are emotionally and mentally arrogant. You can't say shit to a black woman. You cannot correct a black woman. And you know why? It's because of the fact that that fat panda ass guy, that fat panderer who was up here, Playthell Benjamin Warthall III, his dumb ass. This is what happens when you sit here and you just keep feeding this special notion into a child. You're special, you're great, you're this, you're that, you're incredible, you're unlike everybody else, you are better than everyone else, you can do whatever you want. That's a fucking lie. That is a fucking lie. Look, someone who's brain dead can never jump up here on YouTube and start talking. You know why? Because of the fact that they're brain dead. Someone who's not a good thespian cannot speak to a crowd of people. You know why? Because of the fact that they need the skills in order to be able to do what it is that they want to do. So, therefore, no, that is a fucking lie. We all have our strengths and we have our weaknesses. Cater to your damn strength. And stop telling these damn women and these men that they're kings and queens. You know what? I will never say, I'm a king. I will never say, oh, yes, my queen, my queen. Fuck that. My king has always been King Jesus. I don't know what the hell these people are on. And I don't know why in the hell is it that everybody out here feels that they deserve to be royalty. Who are you the royalty of? Please tell me who the hell you're running. Please tell me who you're in control of besides the badass kids and that fucked up housing community that you live in. Please tell me what the hell you run inside your home besides that food stamp card. Everybody is not fucking special. You know what? I focus on being a good man. That's it. I don't want to be a fucking king. Let that be. Look, heavy is the head that wears that crown. And to be perfectly honest, I don't want to wear that damn crown. Let that stay on Jesus' head. Let that stay on Jesus' head. Jesus can deal with all of that. That's why I always say take it to the cross. You got a problem, take it to the cross. Take that shit to the cross. The hell, I don't like sitting up here trying to be a king by my damn self. These people are fucking misguided as shit. And then in every other, like my sister said, every other country, every other race, white, Puerto Rican, indifferent, whatever the hell it is, white, yellow, purple, whoever. The man is the backbone of the community. He is the backbone of the community. It's just within Black America that the man's not the backbone of the community. And you know what happens? That's when you have all of these damn children growing up without these fathers, and then they grow up and start selling boxing in 2008. They start selling boxing in 2008. That's exactly what fucking happens. This is exactly what the fuck happens. Dude, come on. And then that lady who refused to wash her ass. One other point I wanted to make sure I actually jumped on was the fact that she said there is no ugly person. You a gosh damn lie. Lady, every damn thing you said in that statement was a lie. There is no ugly person. When the fuck will we just be real with society? Look, I'm sorry. Flavor Flav is an ugly nigga, and we know it. We know damn well he's ugly as hell. That lady, that big black lady who's been running around politicking all over Atlanta and stuff like that, the one that was running them sex books. The reason why she was writing them sex books because she was ugly as hell. She was never going to have a 6'3" tall black stallion of a man to come and sweep her off her feet. You know why? Because of the fact that any 6'2" black man who would have dared thought about sweeping her off her feet would have to go and get a back brace. We don't have time to go and get a back brace to reinforce our spines so we don't break that shit picking your fat ass up. Stop lying to people and saying that there's no one who's ugly. And you know what? Honestly, being ugly can actually be an invigorating concept in a person's life. You know what? You know what I do like about someone who actually feels that they are ugly? They work hard at everything else to make up for the fact that they're ugly. You know what? Some of the nicest people in the world are the ugliest mother you've ever seen in your life. They are some humble ass people. It's when you start beginning all that beauty and you're so fine and everywhere you go, someone has to tell you how incredibly attractive you are. And when that shit happens, that's when we get arrogant. And then we feel that we can shit in a poor person's hand when they have it out begging for some damn change. Let's go. Let's get it. Come on now. Somebody better talk to me this morning. Lord Jesus, I'm about to get up in here and start preaching on these boys. Wow. Let me just say, hey. Let me stop. Let's go ahead on back over here and get back with Geraldo, and what he talking about, and get back to the great sister, Shahrazad Ali. Well, Ali in the morning doing his damn thing. You know Ali doing his damn thing in the morning. And y'all should be appreciative. Y'all should give me a fucking medal for this shit. Waking up in the morning and schooling you niggas. Like, look at this guy. You know damn well this guy ugly as hell. I agree with most of what he was saying, but nigga ugly. We know he ugly. Look at him. That man look like a waste of sperm. It's an abortion. But he's a good person. And he's humble. You can even listen to his speech. But let's go ahead and get to the third part of the video.
Regarding hitting in the mouth. It's an optional point. It's one of 6. Now, it's one of 6
ugly ass up there making all that sense. Go ahead, brother. You ugly ass.
avenues that the black man can do when he's upset with his woman. So you can't just take
Damn,
that point.
Identify yourself and tell me if you believe it's an option that's viable.
Elsie Washington, senior writer at Essence Magazine. No one has the option to hit me in the mouth or anything else.
May I say, suggesting that someone has an option to hit you in the mouth,
but not even a right, not even anything. No one at all.
One of 6 points that the black man could take in his address. Now, that doesn't mean that he has to take it, but
I'd like to say
the doctor cited a point that there is this progression of black women.
To say, black men, my brothers, do not buy this book and think that you're going to use this as a blueprint for healing our nation. Talk to us. Don't read this book.
Black men are not doing that. I think most of the problem is that most of the sisters have not read the book.
Yeah, I think many have.
Yes.
I think many have.
My name is Seto Rande, and I like to say thank you for writing the book. And with my encounters, experiences with women, I have not found most of what you have depicted, but I don't pre-conclude that it does not exist. And what I would like to say to you is that we are all victims of white supremacy in some shape, form, or fashion. And somehow, as we move toward the 21st century, dealing with conspiracies of AIDS and all the types of devices that are out there, we have to have a forum where we come together and talk out our differences. And we're not going to be able to solve this in this 1 hour.
I believe that Shahrazad Ali specifically, if not exculpate, says enough of blaming whites. Let's deal with the problem ourselves.
Amen.
And I think in that sense, wait, stand up and tell me, and identify yourself and tell me why you're good.
My name's Calvin Gooding. I listen all the time about people talking about white folks have done this to us. This is what we do continually when we talk about what white folks have done to us. We empower them to continue to control our situation. What we have to cease doing is empowering them and saying, we will have self-determination. That is, in any form. And let me say this, I don't agree with everything you have to say, but if your intention was to create a forum where we could talk about our differences, I salute you. Okay? All right.
Yes, my name is Gloria Doolin Wilson, and I'm the statewide coordinator for the New York State African American Political Action Committee. I would like to say, first of all, black men and black women have to be complementary to each other. There cannot be this kind of antagonism that you've engendered as a result of your book. I have to compliment your publicist for getting this out here, because it's the biggest publicist.
I'm my publicist.
Well, then congratulations, my dear, because you have perpetrated a wonderful hoax, but you have gotten us to talk. educate your mind and deal with black familyhood, then get the book by Haki Madhubuti, Black Men Awfully Single and Dangerous, and read it and apply it. This woman has no solution. She has no solution, but she has antagonism, and that's why we're here.
Yeah. Hello, my name is Jose. I think one of the problems that's not being dealt with is a lot of personal venting, all right? That when we understand relationships grow out of families. The structure of the black family has changed, all right? One of the positive things about the book, if there are any positive things, is that the book opened up a forum. Because you have to understand, too, how can someone write a book, self-published, not promoted by any or major publishing company in New York, right? And made such a social impact that the educated class has not been able to do.
Abiola, tell us how she has managed to do it. How has she managed to make this a platinum bestseller on her own?
Well, it's when she attacks the least able to defend themselves, that is a black woman. When she attacks the bottom rung of society and labels them as the scourge of humanity, of course that's going to cause a controversy. And any controversy is food for the media. As a media critic, I'm very much aware that anything that creates a stir, a flurry, a controversy is food for the media.
But Playfell, there are other controversies out there created.
It can be explained simply by the same explanation as to why soap operas are more popular than Shakespeare. Now, let me just say one other thing about books, okay? And what the explanation for that is that it doesn't require much intellectual engagement to watch a soap opera. But to watch Shakespeare, you've got to bring something to it. You've got to be reasonably literate. Now,
this is a soap opera.
About books, let me just say this. She made the comment earlier that this is the first book that's dealt with the experience of black women in America. That comment, hold on a minute, that comment in and of itself shows an astonishing ignorance of the literature on black studies in this country. For instance, if you all want to read a real book that will teach you something about the heroism, the greatness, the true role of black women, read Paula Giddings' book, Where and When I Entered. Listen, read Margaret Walker, read Dr. Margaret Walker, who for 30 years, listen, if you want to see,
also remember that we have never had a book that all of the people agree with. The Bible, the Torah, the Quran. You take what you can use and you reject the rest.
I said that.
Talks about our collective contribution. Do not forget that. This is not all of us, but this is all of us sometime on some level.
Okay.
There's no point in going into denial.
Please identify yourself.
My name is Jesse Peterson, and I am the founder and director of Bond. First, I want to say to your producer, if you're afraid of the black men reading this book, it's because you're afraid of losing your position.
Give her a chance to respond.
I know what happened.
Give her a chance to respond, please.
I don't agree with you at all.
What it is, the black woman is in the wrong position. The black man has to come back to the head of the family.
Then why have you been dealing with it?
Taking care of the black family, the black community. We're not taking anything away from you.
What we're doing is, at Bond, we're understanding that because of that wrong position, the black woman is not able to handle that position. And that's why she's out of order. That's why she's so crazy.
Yes. My name is Queen Esther, and I'm from the Heal Thyself in Brooklyn, about healing the nation. Right now, we're in an emergency. We don't have time to fight with our family. We have to build a nation, love each other, and start building. We don't have time for hitting our families. We have to come to one unity right now. All we have time to do is love and build in the truth. We're in an emergency.
Let me run over here. Sorry.
All right. First of all, the black woman must realize that as the black nation, we were the first people on the planet and the first people to establish family life and our roles in the family structure. What we live today is totally alien to what we originally established as our roles.
Is your point that the man has to be on top, the woman on bottom?
Well, I heard women say that they can raise a family alone. If you can raise a family, if a woman can raise a family alone, then she has had the opportunity and has the opportunity today to correct the problem of the man and her male children. But she has been unsuccessful and will continue to be unsuccessful until she gets the problem in her mind.
Wow.
Identify yourself. All right.
My name is Dr. LaFrancis Rogers Rose, and I teach African American Studies, and I've been teaching a course on the black family for the last 15 years. And I would like the author to know that I have a book on strategies for resolving conflict in black male-female relationships that's been out since 1985. One of the things that I think is a problem is that we have to be analytical about what we do, and we have to be value-free about what we do. One of the problems with the book, with your book, is that there's a lot of sweeping generalizations, a lot of stereotypes. And stereotypes are half-truths. And half-truths is what has put us in the position that we're in now about our relationships.
Hold it right there. I'm going to go to Sherazad. No, I have to get a response. Sherazad, is it not true that your book does indeed contain what the previous speaker characterized as sweeping stereotypes?
No, I don't think so. Absolutely. See, we're talking about a condition. We are talking about a condition of our people where we have been programmed with the wrong ideas, so all of us are doing many of the same things. And we're talking about a situation where our man has been judged on the wrong standards.
Okay, okay, go.
You're asking the wrong people about this.
That's
the
right.
people to ask are not employed. They're in the armory. You need to ask the masses of black men who are unemployed in Bedford Avenue Armory and 125th.
Your point being?
Our point being that the black man pardon me? The black man is in the armory. He is unemployed. You are an exception to the rule about this book. He is the criteria of judgment, not you.
Stand up, please. Excuse me.
Men. My name is Yamla Van Zan, and I am a Yoruba priestess and a cultural custodian. This is not our culture. This book is anti-cultural, anti-African, and anti-historical. Wait a minute. Because our ancestors have said that our key to our growth is love. This book contains no love. It doesn't encourage love. It doesn't support love. And it dismisses the most loving force on this earth, the African woman.
Take a break. We'll be right back.
All right, so there we go. Let's go ahead on. And let me go ahead and make sure I do my points. I'm going to try my best to do my points every time I get finished with the video. Every time I get finished with a part, this is going to be the last part of the 1990s, and then we're going to move over to the newer ones. I want to actually look at the one that she did recently with I forgot the guy's name. Anyways, so one thing I want to make sure I say is this. These people are right. One thing I really need for a lot of us black people to stop doing is I need us to stop blaming the white man and white woman for our situation in society. It's not because of the white man and the white woman. Matter of fact, let's go ahead on. We're going to take this backbone premise, and we're going to apply it into how it actually stacks up here in today's society. Now, black women are supposed to be the heads of household. They are the backbone of the community, correct? So why in the hell would you blame the white people for your problems? I don't blame white people for my problems with black women. I don't blame white people for the issues that we have within black America. You know who I blame is these women who are sitting here in the audience, all these women who are sitting up here in the audience, who are sitting here and protecting these damn black women from any form of scrutiny whatsoever. Those are my opposers. They my opposers. Lady, you my opposer when I want peace. You my opposer when I want fair treatment. You my opposer when I want love. You my opposer when I want my kids to be in my life. But then we end up getting separated, and you want to keep my kid from me. You my opposer when I want to go and follow my vows till death does us part, for richer or poor. You my opposer. That's my opposer. You. These women are our opposers. They're opposers to a betterment of black life. And then for that, for the comment that has been made that black women are unable to defend themselves, and the reason why this lady has pretty much made a platinum selling book on her own without any promotion by anybody else other than herself is because of the fact that she's attacking these women who are unable to defend themselves. They're defenseless black women. These women are far from defenseless. You can see that in the damn audience. They jump right the hell up and say whatever the hell is on their mind. They are free to say whatever they want. They are free to say that they'd rather be by themselves. They are free to sit here and go ahead and reflect all of the negativity or critique off of themselves and back on black men. It's them. It's them. It's them. And then this guy, once again, Mr. Benjamin, Playthal Benjamin, I think is really, really, really funny in so many ways and so many avenues that he telling everybody what books to read. But remember, your daughter's selling books in 2008. That's what your daughter does. Did any of them books that you read keep her ass off the street? No. Then maybe you should shut the fuck up. Sounds like you should shut the fuck up. Shouldn't have anything to say. And women been unable to correct. You know what? Let me make sure I say this. For women to be the backbones of the community and able to raise children by their own, because they say it all the time. I can do it all by myself. What do I need a man for? This, that, and the other. You know what's really weird? These queens that can raise these children by themselves. You know what's really, really funny about that entire situation? You know what's really, really funny? That the black woman is so strong and they're queens and they're just so independent and able to function by themselves and raise children by themselves. Yes, they can get a child from 0 to 18. Yes, but what they can't do is fix all these issues within these black women and these young black kids today. These little black girls and little black boys, they are growing up in single parent households. And we see exactly what the hell is going on. We got men walking around that refuse to wear a belt. And if they do wear a belt, they intentionally sag their pants below their ass cheeks. We got women sitting up here shaking their ass on daggone Instagram and all this other stuff. We got black women. Black women are the most sexually, they're the most sexually out there people I've ever seen in my life. They're overly sexualized, and I'm sick of it. I really am. One thing I can say is that when I do look at black women back in these days, notice how they covered themselves up. Notice how they covered themselves up, this, that, and the other. They actually had some degree and some decorum of respect for themselves. These days, these women will go outside damn near naked. Damn near. See, this is what happens when you tell a woman, a young girl, that they can do whatever the fuck they want to do. They do whatever the fuck they want to do. And they'll go and keep up with whatever fad that's currently fashionable. That's what these young girls are doing. When these young boys, you keep telling them that they're kings and everything that they touch turns to gold. That's how they end up being locked up in a jail cell with someone bigger, stronger, and hasn't seen a woman in years. And that is a situation that you putting these kids in. Stop picking the wrong men to have children with. Stop saying you can do it on your own. You can't. Because of the fact that, honestly, it takes a family unit. Men provide the structure within the household. If you don't have a man, you don't have correct structure. There's no way in hell you're going to have structure within that house. There's no way in hell there's going to be anybody. How the hell is anybody going to hold you accountable for shit that you do wrong in a relationship or raising a kid if you're the only one who can be judge, jury, and executioner all at once? Bro, get the fuck out of here. Now I'm gonna do this last part, and then before I go and switch over to the new interview with the Honorable Sister Shahrazad Ali. Shahrazad. I'm sorry, Shahrazad. Shahrazad Ali. I'm gonna go ahead and play this last piece, and then we'll go ahead and listen to a little bit of Juice WRLD, one song, and then we'll go ahead and click over. But for right now, let me go ahead and finish this off.
Commercial book being examined.
Thank you. I'd like to thank Ms. Ali for writing this great book. And I also like to say that the black...
What's great about it?
The greatness of it is it exposes the feeling of the black man. And ironically, it was written by a woman. And I also like to say that it's like the black woman is stepping on our bunion. And because we say our feet hurt, she's running around talking about, no, your feet don't hurt. I'm telling you that this is how the black man and the majority of the real black man feel. And God
Hold it. Do you really believe believe that black women are responsible for the condition of black men?
I feel the first person that ever slapped me in my face was my mother.
But is that different in any other culture?
Now, well, see, I don't know about other cultures, Geraldo, with all due respect, but all I'm saying is that this is how we feel, and this is exactly the pain that we feel. It's not that we won't love the black woman. We just want them to know that this is how we feel, and it's not about we're going to alienate ourselves.
Do you date white women?
I have dated white women. I've dated white women. I've dated all sorts of women. Listen, I have dated. But see, what black women don't realize is sometimes we're actually forced to date other women because of that situation.
I'd like to, as the only woman here, say thank you, Shahrazad Ali, for writing this book. I'd also like to ask this audience to please calm down. Let's have some dignity. White America is watching. I'd also like to say this. Shahrazad Ali turned around and said that if the woman's out of this gaping hole comes all of this stuff, well, Orientals say the ruination of man comes from his mouth and wisdom comes from his heart. Only Shahrazad said it in a colloquial way for black men to understand. Thank you for being the catalyst that we need.
I got a question for you. Quote from the book. To the black man, the black woman's problems represent a challenge and a responsibility. The challenge is to subdue her and put her in her rightful place, end quote, the book. You agree with that statement?
Not only do I understand the context. Wait a minute, let me finish. Not only do I'm going to tell you, I'm not afraid of any of y'all.
Damn. That's what I'm talking about.
Not only do I understand the premise, the question, I agree. But you have to understand the relationships between us.
Would you like your man to hit you in that hole?
I would never put him in the position to hit me.
Hello.
When we first started the show, Miss Ali said that the black woman had benefits that the black man hadn't had. I want to know what those benefits are.
I didn't hear the question. I'm sorry, I didn't hear the question. Wait, I'm going to ask the question. I didn't hear the question.
What were the benefits? What were the so-called benefits the black woman has had that the black man has not?
The black woman's fault that the black man cannot get a job.
Well, let me explain. Okay, first of all.
Quiet, please.
Okay.
Oh man, she perfect. I love her. She is so cool. So cool. So cool.
I want to answer the question. However, if we look at the situation of just what this book has done for literacy in the black community, the other thing is that if in any relationship when there's a breakdown, it's the responsibility of the man and the woman. So if you black women say you are not 50% responsible, what percentage do you accept and how does that behavior manifest?
Hello. Wow.
Okay, listen. See, that's some confusion. God didn't make the white man, the white woman, the black woman, and then the black man. He made the black man first, and all of the other nationalities came from him. So that's impossible, brother. What you talking about, the mother world and all that, the mother God and all of that. That's not Get out of here with that.
This book is very true. And black people know that this book is true, but what it is,
Young black man
we are embarrassed by it. And we need to go beyond the embarrassment of it to deal with it.
Yes, sir. I want to represent a young black male in America that read the book. The book seems to be positive to me because it gives me a look into building a relationship with a female that'll help. Yeah. It gives a peek into some of the things that her mother has taught her that I'm not around. Some things I can see as negative in her makeup.
Word.
I want to thank you for writing the book, and I would say that most of the people who are opposed to this book have not read it. If you read it and you understand us, if you understand our history, where we came from, and where we have to go, then you appreciate this book.
Stand.
Sister Ali, you said that
Go, quick.
You said that the black woman's intelligence is smaller, or her mind is smaller than the black man's, but yet you are a black woman and you're writing a book telling them about themselves and telling us about ourselves.
It's all right. I'm a black woman. Well, wait a minute. Let me respond. What we have is a situation where I'm not working for me. All I'm building all of these black people's career. If it wasn't for my book, wouldn't nobody know who none of these people were.
Damn. 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 That's right, sister.
For the final statement. Go. Quick.
Yeah, I've read the book, and I think the book is 1,000% correct. I want to thank Sister Shahrazad on that.
Yeah, quick.
I think the book is totally incorrect. I think the book is just a manifestation of black men who need to take the place of the oppressor and trying to...
You disagree.
I totally disagree because the idea of oppressing other people is not...
Salathiel, quick. Don't you think that this book should have been written by a black man if these statements were going to be made?
I believe that the point of view is from the black man's point of view. You understand what I'm saying? That love, I believe that love comes through the black man into the family.
They're the ones, not black women. They're the ones. Don't take them all. A job, excuse me, brother. A job is not the solution to the problem of the black man and black woman in America. A job is not the solution. We have relegated our man to be totally responsible for finance.
Sorry, we're out of time. We could have spoken all day. Thank you all for being here. The Black Man's Guide to Understanding the Black Woman, written by Shahrazad.
Hell yeah. Shouts out once again to the Honorable Shahrazad Ali. Gosh dang, that's a bad woman. That's a bad lady, son. That is a bad woman. Like real talk, son. All right, now I'm gonna go ahead on to this to the interview here that is most recent. He does not give us money. I'm gonna go ahead on and listen to the great Shahrazad Ali, and I think this was actually done a couple of weeks ago, actually. So that'll be kind of cool. Before I do that, I need a break because the fact that I don't feel like sitting up here staring at nothing for the next 4 minutes. So I am going to make sure that Juice WRLD is playing right damn now. So I want to listen to Burn. Y'all welcome to listen to Burn. You don't want to listen to Burn? Go straight to hell. That's totally fine. I'm okay with that. But damn it, Burn is about to be playing up in here. Shit. So give me just a moment. We're going to listen to that one song, and then we're going to go ahead on, and we're going to listen to Shahrazad Ali today. And look at how, I want y'all to see how incredibly beautiful she is at this point in time. It's a beautiful lady. Very beautiful lady. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. She just knows she's beautiful. She's so sexy. Anyways, give me a second. Yo, this guy, Ali the bastard. Ali in the morning. Y'all like it when I whisper. That shit fire, son. I know damn well y'all like it when I whisper. Any man that say, yeah, that they like it when I whisper, you a zesty nigga. Yeah. The whisper's not for you. It's for women. Not for you. For shizzle.
The young metro, Cheshire.
I can't stand one Percocet, start the night off, I just took a 60. Burberry on me, shoot you in your back, you just got pretty Ricky. I tell the Chanel runners, then I get back to running the city. And I know that it's hell coming, I ain't worried, my niggas, they with me. Gotta put the narcotics down, I can feel them fucking on my kidney. And punching my liver, if I let it kill me, my mama will never forgive me. And numbing my feelings, if I let it kill him, my baby will never forgive me. It remind me of hell, sometimes I wonder if that's what God really sent me. Hands up in the fire, burn, 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 burn. Hands up in the fire, burn, 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 burn. I pray to God for some water to wash down these pearls. I've been cursed since birth, guess I never learned. Hands up in the fire, burn, 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 burn. Hands up in the fire. Burn, 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 burn. I pray to God for some water to wash down these pearls. I've been cursed since birth. Guess I never learned. The truth first, let it bleed out. If they hurt you, let them leave. My heart hurt, let me bleed out. Only way I find peace. I'm trying to get set free, but these chains on me choke me, I can't breathe. What's reality? Detached from myself, on the pain with my wealth. A bag from Chanel, method double C on my belt. Bands in my pants, I'd rather be holding my pants. Money ain't the answer. I was trying to reach some new heights, mixed this with that, that feel nice. Codeine only sip if I got eyes. Look my girl and I tell her I won't die. I fell asleep too deep that one time. Woke up to you and cry, girl, I'm fine. But I lied. Had a dream, I wasn't gonna wake up this time. Hands up in the fire. Burn, 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 burn. Hands up in the fire. Burn, 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 burn. I pray to God for some water to wash down these pearls. I've been cursed since birth. Guess I never learned. Hands up in the fire. Burn, 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 burn. Hands up in the fire. Burn, 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 burn. I pray to God for some water to wash down these pearls. I've been cursed since birth. Guess I never learned.
This video featuring my next guest was made some 30 years ago this month, but this young man only recently discovered it. And what my guest said then is just as true as now. Watch this.
We have adopted some wrong standards. We are judging our men many times by the wrong value system. We are using his children sometimes against him. We have been told that the only benefit that a black man provides in a home is money. And if he does not give us money to take care of protection, I mean, there's so many other values. And these values are the ones that are missing in our children today, which is why many black children are in the street, out of control themselves, disrespectful, don't have any regard for anyone. And most of us are scared of them, and everybody else is, because nobody has a way into them to try to gain any control over them. So I maintain that a return to traditional family values, certain clearly defined gender responsibilities for black men and black women in running a home and a relationship will help us to produce a better child. And if we produce a better child, certainly we'll have a better future and a better nation. Unfortunately, as I say, since money has been used as the measure, many times if a black man does not have money to give us, we won't even let him see his children. We won't let him spend any time with it because he does not give us whatever the child support is. And I'm not saying that we don't need money to raise a child, but I try to explain to black women that raising a child consists of much more than feeding, clothing, and sheltering it. That's maintaining one. To raise one, you need a return of the parental coalition of the father and the mother to put the proper values into the child. Many of our boys, when we raise them alone, they grow up with the female emotional mechanism. They are suspicious, they are doubtful, they're disrespectful of womanhood, they are bitchy, they can't make a decision. And many of our girls who grow up in a home where there's no man present, they go out into the world and try to mate. They don't have any idea how to live with a man day to day, how to prepare a proper meal, how to be a mother, how to just be in love in the home. Most of what our people and our children especially have learned about how you have a relationship, they learned off of television. And television doesn't represent our needs. And so a lot of the confusion has come, from outside agencies that we have not recognized how detrimental it has been to us as a people.
Mic drop. And rapper Tupac Shakur said this.
I know for a fact that had I had a father, had I had someone, and I hate saying this because white people love hearing black people talk about this, but had I had a father, had I had some of these opportunities, I'd have been able to help my mother more. She wouldn't have went the road she went. I could have been a better son. You know what I'm saying? She wouldn't have went that road. It was the absence of my father. You know what I'm saying? I'm dealing with him being daddy not being there. My mother's dealing with him being my man not being there. You know, so many problems in our community that affect everything.
Here's Denzel Washington.
Well, it starts in the home. You know, if the father's not in the home, the boy will find the father in the streets. Yeah, I saw it in my generation and every generation before me and everyone since. It starts in the home. You know, if the streets raise you, then the judge becomes your mother, and and prison becomes your home.
My guest is an author and lecturer who's written several books, including The Black Man's Guide to Understanding the Black Woman. She is mother of 12 children, 9 adopted. Please welcome Sherazad Ali. By the way, Sherazad, we share the same birthday, April 27. I said the same birthday, not birth date, because I'm older.
Okay.
Sherazad, are they finally listening?
You know, it's amazing when I look at that and listen to it myself. That was 30 years ago, Larry. And we're dealing, just think about how that has accelerated up until 2023.
Right.
Because that's what I saw then. That's what I had talked about then. And I was trying to reach the parents. And now I have inherited their children. Their children are reading my books, talking about they used to see me on television when they were little.
And you saw the expression of that young man. He was hearing this for the very first time.
Well, it certainly gives a lot of men peace, and they start to at least accept that they are not crazy and that they knew something was wrong. Nobody had ever pointed it out, because we as Black women have had a very difficult time in accepting our part of the responsibility for the failure of our home and the children.
So what do you say, Sherazad, when people said, well, part of what you said is sexist? You just now said that a woman does not know how to make a proper meal. Why is it her job to make a proper meal? Why can't the man make a proper meal?
Well, traditionally, historically, all over the world, women have been in charge of nutrition. This is how it has been. That's in every country. Women are in charge of nutrition. Men go out and try to get food or work in the garden, whatever it is, but we fix the food. And that's a very powerful position, because by cooking the proper food, we can determine how long our man lives, how big he is, whether he's overweight or the good weight. We can help to control our children by learning not to give them so much sugar. There's so many powers that we have just in preparing a meal.
Amen.
In 1965, Sherazad, 25% of Black men entered the world without a father in the home married to the mother. As you well know, now it is over 70%. I have argued, you tell me what you think, that the welfare state has incentivized women to marry the government and has incentivized men to abandon their financial and moral responsibility.
That's exactly what happened. It was really kind of like a trick, because for so many years, for at least 30 years, the welfare made Black men think that as long as they stayed out of the home, they didn't have any responsibility and that they would take care of their woman and children. And then, lo and behold, about 30, 20 years ago, they decided, oh, no, you owe us for that child support, and we're going to collect it, or we're going to put you in jail. We're going to take your tax money. We're going to garnish all of your wages. We're going to do everything we can to get you involved. Now, that hostility that was created between the mothers and the fathers just because of child support, and that was because the men had been allowed to slide for all those years and not take care of their responsibility. And we have to remember, what goes on between a man and a woman behind closed doors, that's the most private thing in America. And so we don't know what that relationship was. Most of us only know about our father, whatever our mother told us, because she and him didn't get along. And so she gave us our first impression if he was not there. And so it's been very difficult for our men, especially our young men, to come to terms with the condition of their fathers. Think about how difficult it is now for men to have work and have enough money to live and pay child support for maybe 2, 3, or 4 different children, sometimes by 2, 3, or 4 different women. And so we didn't get that lesson, and our men now are hostile about it. And us women, we live in a society where most of the benefits have gone to us. And it has supported us, Larry, made us think that we are better than our man because we achieved this on our own. And as you said, we're not. We just been married to the government. That's our man. And he's been taking care of us and keeping us away from the real man whose responsibility it is.
What's that? The great Al Dursky, the sage from South Central, has in his baby brown libertarian fingers a pair of my slippers. As you can see, beautiful tan, they come in different colors. And there's also a different style if you don't like this style. Although I am the black face of white. This is a secret. Barack Obama, when he was president, code elder, or call the number on your screen, mypillow.com, promo code elder.
Fuck that pillow.
And share it out. It's not like this is a secret. Barack Obama, when he was president, said a kid raised without a father was 5 times more likely to be poor and commit crime, 9 times more likely to drop out of school, and 20 times more likely to end up in jail. He doesn't talk very much about it, but he did say that. And I don't know if you read his first book, Dream to My Father. It was all about the angst that he felt from not having a relationship with his biological father, whom he last saw when he was 10 years old. So it's not like this is some sort of secret. The question is, what are we going to do about it?
Well, right now, what I have been asking for the past couple of years is for Black men and their fathers to have a moratorium for a moment. Just step back for a minute, get to know each other as 2 adult men now, and try to resolve some of those issues that we carry around. As Black women, we drag around all of the ill-fated relationships we've had, not having a father, mother not taking care of things, not having a good man or a boyfriend, responsibilities and things. And so we need now to try to get them to sit down together and just talk as men instead of having such heavy resentment that a lot of times, as I said, was put into them by us, their mothers.
Amen.
What gets me is we're having a discussion now about reparations, about systemic racism, when the biggest inequality is the one you and I are talking about, which is a large number of Black kids who enter the world without a father in the home married to the mother. Why aren't more people talking about that?
Well, I think that the pain has been very great for us. And remember, our men did not get in that condition by themselves. Now, they have lived in a society that has discriminated against them and has practiced racism. That's all of us as Black people. Now, he would have been able to survive discrimination. That's a noun. That's just a thing. Because we went on and built our own communities, our schools, our railroads, our colleges, and everything. And Black Wall Street was one of the big examples that we had. And we were still able to continue on. But when racism got in it, that's a verb. That's an action. That's hanging, lynching, murdering. That's all of those kind of things. Beating. And so what it did is that it destroyed a lot of what we call the backbone in our men. And then they grew up and had children. And then those children went to the public school system, which we all pay for. And during that process, the boys learned plumbing, air conditioning, automotive repair, refrigeration, carpentry, and all kinds of hands-on skills that we were accustomed to doing anyway. And during that time, our men got out of school, our young boys, and they had a foundation, Larry. They knew something. They knew something about something. They could do something. Us women, we had home economics, which taught us how to prepare a meal, how to set a table, how to sew. You can't find a young girl to know how to thread a needle or hem a pair of pants. It just don't exist. All right, they don't teach that anymore. And so consequently, what has happened is that now they're getting a skillless education. They come out of school, we've paid for it, but they don't know how to do anything, and they don't want to do anything. And so we have the last 2, at least generations of young people who don't have any goals. Everybody can't play for the NFL and be around.
Right. Now, Sherazad, as far as racism and all the things you said are they're all, of course, true. I did a documentary, don't know whether or not you saw it, called Uncle Tom Won. I talked about how after slavery, when racism was far, far more severe than today, when you had the Klan, when you had lynchings, when you had Jim Crow, Black people still kept moving forward. In 1940, 87% of Black people lived under the poverty line. 20 years later, 1960, that number had fallen to 47%.
Okay,
that's the greatest. Let me finish.
Go ahead, finish.
That's the greatest 20-year period of expansion in the history of Black America. Why? Because it was rare for a kid to enter the world without a father in the home married to the mother, an embrace of entrepreneurship, a belief in Judeo-Christian values, and a belief in patriotism, even if America wasn't living up to its ideals. You fast forward, and now you have an organization like Black Lives Matter. On their website, they attack the nuclear family. They are trained Marxists who founded it. Marx was an atheist who didn't believe in God, didn't believe in private property, didn't believe in entrepreneurship, and certainly they don't believe in patriotism. So I would argue, Sherazad, that the real problem has been more policy, minimum wage, welfare state, as opposed to the kinds of racism that you mentioned. And as far as Black Wall Street is concerned, understand it was torched in 1921. It was completely rebuilt within 5 years without one dime of government money. It wasn't called Black Wall Street until after it got rebuilt.
Well, this is the situation. Now, I'm not going to be able to accept any white propaganda that will exclude them and give them a way out of what has happened to us. We don't live in a meritocracy, and I know that you think that we do. And if you want to find that out, you ask any one of these Black students that have come out of these HCBUs, what is it? Historically Black colleges and universities. Ask them, is America a meritocracy? They keep raising the bar. You need a high school diploma. You need an associate. Oh, you need a master's. Oh, you need a doctorate. You need an LLD. You need a PhD. And so we haven't been able to keep up with that. And with this latest thing on COVID now, remember, the COVID disease has proven that America can function on 50% of the employment that we used to have. And a lot of those businesses will never bring those people back. And so the job thing is not going up, it's going down more. And all of that means that we're going to still be back in the back of the line because white people are going to take care of their own people and children and their own nepotism before they take care of ours.
Sherazad, may I respond? It is actually easier today for a Black kid to get into the college or university of his or her choice with the same grades and SAT scores compared to a white person because of race-based preferences. And in 1870, the first public high school in Washington, D.C. was established. It was called Dunbar, and the kids were sending more people to medical school, more people to law school than the white high schools in the same area during Jim Crow America. You've gotten it wrong about that part.
No.
It's what's happened to our values, what's happened to the family structure. That's been policy. That's been things like minimum wage. That's been things like race-based preferences that have caused a higher rate of dropouts. And that's been the welfare state that I said earlier has caused women to marry the government and men to abandon their financial and moral responsibility. And those are recent phenomena. One more thing. I said when I was on Fox and Friends a few years ago, Sherazad, that the welfare state has done more damage to the nuclear intact family than even during slavery. During slavery, a Black kid was more likely to be born under a roof with a biological mother and biological father, even though marriage was illegal. I get home and one of these left-wing websites said this: Elder says Blacks better off during slavery. You can't win. You can't win.
You telling me? But listen, here's the thing. The one thing you left out of that equation was social integration. Integration destroyed much of the foundations that we had. It destroyed a lot of the neighborhoods that we had because we decided. Now I remember what the show was about: Black men who date white women. It was 20 years ago, Larry. You and I did that show. But anyway, what it did, what social integration did was made us want to abandon what we had previously been forced to stand by ourselves because of separation of races. And it made us want to give white people our money and our businesses and attention. And so we let every dream we had go. We haven't had a great Black leader since integration started.
Sherazad, on that note, we're going to have to agree. There's a documentary called Baseball by Ken Burns. And he talked about how the Negro Leagues were thriving. These were Black owners, Black stadiums. Some of the teams, the Kansas City Monarchs, outdrew the Kansas City Athletics, which was the Major League Baseball team. And they began poaching all the players. What they should have done, what somebody should have done, was to integrate these teams, merge these teams with the NFL all together, as opposed to allowing them to poach the players. And all of a sudden, Black people didn't want to watch Black people play against each other because they wanted to watch them play in the major leagues.
That's right.
You're right about that. And Dunbar, as I said, was a completely segregated school, all Black, and they did just fine. It was when we went away from the admissions test and began lowering standards that ruined that. Yeah. So you and I will agree about that. We're going to have to disagree about the other stuff, though. But Sherazad, I admire you. You are one sharp, insightful lady, and I have a lot of respect for you.
Thank you very much.
Okay. God bless.
Yes, sir.
And see, now that is where I'm going to end up drawing everything to a close. But just to caption that off, like, first off, look at how beautiful she is at this day and age. That is a remarkably beautiful woman. Shouts out to you, Sister Shahrazad Ali. Beautiful woman. And you know what? Just like her looks, her book stood up to the test of time. It's stood to the test of time. It's being talked about today. It's actually being studied today. It's being used in a lot of Black manosphere talking points. Honestly, that this lady could very well be the mother of the Black male movement, of the manosphere movement. She could be. Uh, but there was a lot of things that we were taught that were wrong, like by dating and dealing with Black women in adulthood these days. We're ugly, we're inadequate, we don't make enough, we don't do this, we don't do that. Like there's so much we were taught that was wrong. But then when it comes to Black women being taught what was wrong, being taught today what's wrong, they have a problem with it. Once again, no taking accountability for themselves, not able to look in that mirror and actually see that ugly demon that it is themselves. Like seriously, you can't critique these women. You can't say anything contrary to what the hell that they say. Cooking. Well, when it goes back to when it goes back to cooking, once again, I think it would be a like a time honored tradition. It should be an honor for any woman to actually be in charge of her family's nutrition, as the great sister Shahrazad Ali have already said. Like literally, you are in charge of making your family perfectly healthy. You actually guide your family. You fuel your family on a daily basis. So that way, your family can work together or individually when they have to break off into their units for that day, be it school, be it work, be it whatever. Like that is a honorable position. But have these women, they brag about not being able to cook. Oh, I don't know how to cook. I don't want to know how to cook. You know what? That ain't my fault. I'm not sharing that responsibility with the men. No, the man's responsibility is to provide, protect, and provide. That's pretty much what a man's responsibility is. And now, if we really looked at everything and we really kind of tried to pick apart exactly how horrible we're doing right now, Mr. Elder himself just said 70% of all children these days are being born out of wedlock. Out of wedlock. Out of wedlock. So therefore, that shows that all of these women who've been saying that they can do it by themselves, they can do and they can create children, they can raise a child by themselves. They don't need a man. This, that, and the third. Let's be perfectly honest. 70% of children are fatherless. So what you women can do on your own is maintain a child for 18 years. Yes, you can maintain the child perfectly for 18 years. You know why? Because of the fact that the government has given you the tools to actually do it by yourself. And they don't encourage you to actually be with a good Black man. They don't encourage you to actually pick a good Black man who will stay there for the entirety of your child's life, as well as the majority of yours, or until death does your part. So therefore, yeah, yeah. Yeah, like you literally are destroying everything. And yeah, there is no, dude, it's just too much. It's just too much. You're destroying Black kids. You are. You guys are. It doesn't make any damn sense. 70% of all children in the Black community are fatherless, single parent households. You're the backbone. Then when these kids grow up to be little nigglets, this is exactly what the hell we got to deal with. I got to deal with some kid breaking into my house in my car because of the fact that you refuse to go and get a father and pick correctly a father, someone to help you usher a child into this world and raise him, as opposed to just maintaining them by yourself. So now my shit got to be stolen because of you and your poor actions. This all comes back to that backbone of the community, these Black women. And then when it gets to the point that a mother and father separate, because 9 times out of 10, the woman is batshit crazy, then here comes child support to further divide the man from the woman, and pretty much in all actuality, at the end of the day, it's going to further the bond between the man and the child. To the point that we have to go ahead on and go back and deal with all the past issues when the child becomes an adult, so that way the child can make a logical decision on his or her own. Really, and it's so weird. Like, it's like I keep telling women, the men are mad because of the teachers of the past. The men of the day are mad because of the teachers of the past. You know, those teachers, those backbones of the community, the ones who were sitting up here early in the day on cast and sitting here talking all that damn shit, talking all that shit, talking about how they ain't standing for this and blah, 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 and women are this and women are incredible and this, that, and the other. Yeah, now because of the fact that y'all had those damn ideologies back then, now we got every damn little girl and every little girl taking relationship advice from a song that they saw on YouTube or heard on the radio. Y'all ain't really raising y'all kids. Y'all are not raising your kids. Y'all can't raise your kids alone. You know what's happening? You're maintaining them while Meg the Stallion and her fat ass is sitting up there shaking her manly built features on top of every damn billboard and across YouTube and across every other platform where her ass cheeks can fit. She's the one who's co-parenting your kid and teaching them how to actually deal with relationships in the future. Destiny's Child was teaching these kids at one point in time. Destiny's Child was telling all these damn girls, hey, you know what? All my ladies, independent, throw your hands out in the air. Like, it was all about independence, independence, independence. Okay, well, what the hell happened to Beyonce? She went and became a part of a billionaire couple by marrying a man. They tell you guys one damn thing, but then they do something else entirely different. Just like Sierra, when she sit up there talking about when she made that song recently, talking about all the damn independent women that don't need no man and stuff like that. She's sitting up there with damn Russell Westbrook. You'll shut your dumb ass up, chick. Anyways, look, boy, that's it for me this morning. I think I've done pretty damn good. That's 2 hours of content for you. You're welcome. Go ahead and take that shit throughout the rest of your day. Yo, this your guy, Ali the Bastard. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good shit. Peace.